Hello, I'm Shekinah Jo Iscaris, and in this presentation, I'll be giving you a brief narrative report based on the learnings I've accumulated during the 2-day sessions of Disaster Risk Reduction Management and Basic Life Support. So what is disaster risk reduction management? Disaster risk management is the application of disaster risk reduction policies and strategies to prevent new disaster risk, reduce existing disaster risk, and manage residual risk, contributing to the strengthening of resilience and reduction of disaster losses. First, we have earthquakes, and Philippines is along the Pacific Ring of Fire, which causes the country to have frequent earthquakes and volcanic eruptions. Next is volcanic eruptions, and a brief definition of volcanic eruption is when lava and gas are released from a volcano, sometimes explosively. The third one we have is landslides, and we frequently get landslides up in the mountain areas due to the midst of heavy rain that loosen the soil in landslide-prone areas. The next we have is storm surge, and Philippines is one of the most prone areas of storm surge because of the long coastal lines we have, and areas near the shore are the most prone being hit by the storm surge. Next we have is typhoons, and the Philippines is prone to tropical cyclones due to its geographical location, which generally produce heavy rains and flooding of large areas and also strong winds, which result in heavy casualties to human life and destruction to crops and properties. So the first thing we should do is plan with the family for every specific disaster. So inform your members of the family of the basic do's and don'ts when a natural disaster occurs. Teach them what they should do during certain events and learn what outcomes expected. So the second thing you should do is identify the risk. So individuals can prevent the risk of accidents and injuries by identifying the object or situations that can cause for them. So for instance, you need to be aware or be cautious of ceilings of roof, cars, debris, falling debris, iron, when the natural disaster of typhoon occurs. Next is prepare an emergency kit. So basic emergency kits should include essential supplies such as water, food, flashlights, medicines, batteries, and whistles, among others. Some kits may also include basic first aid items to treat people in the event of an injury. Now you need to locate evacuation areas and routes. So find the nearest emergency and evacuation centers in the areas in case of dangerous natural disasters. You need to memorize directions to emergency facilities to a quick evacuation, or you need a map. Have emergency numbers on speed dial. In the event of injuries caused by major disasters, be prepared to call emergency services immediately and seek out immediate help when it is most needed. Now, this one is actually before a natural disaster occurs, but you should prepare any necessary documents. So you need to make extra copies of important documents such as birth certificates and IDs in case of fire. This one is crucial. You need documents in your life. So store these in a safe place and within the emergency kit to easily pick it up and go during an emergency. Now you need to wait for announcements. Always be updated with news, announcements, and weather reports during typhoons and earthquakes. It is best to stay informed of important notices and be aware of their surroundings. Now, in case of typhoons and volcanic eruptions, avoid going outside, unless absolutely necessary. This ensures safety and security from possible dangers that are likely to happen when exposed to the elements. So overall, natural disasters are pretty hard to predict, particularly the outcomes, which is why citizens should always have emergency plan and emergency kits ready. So in case of emergencies during an event or the natural disaster occurs, be sure to reach out to the nearest emergency facility for proper medical treatment to increase the chances of survival. So which is why we need to be able to adapt and overcome. The importance of helping others is not only good for them and a good thing to do, but it also makes us happier and healthier as a community. To be able to help one another in community, heartwarming feeling. to be able to give and care for the people around you. And giving also connects us to others, creating stronger communities and helping to build a happier society for everyone. So what is basic life support? This generally refers to the type of care that first responders, healthcare providers, and public safety professionals provide to anyone who has experienced cardiac arrest, respiratory distress, and obstructed airway. Basic life support is a level of medical care used in emergency, life-threatening situations until the victim can be cared for professionally by a team and paramedics on a hospital.